Trump has decided that he's happy to send scores of young Americans to perish in a war with Iran that he's essentially started to distract from the Epstein files. The hashtag #SendBarron has become a big thing on Twitter because it's like this idea of like, okay, if you want to start a war, we should send your kids to fight it as well, actually. While I am in favor of politicians' children or family members having to serve if they're going to vote for a war, I don't believe we should send Barron Trump for that reason. I think we should send Barron Trump because the kid's enormous. If you genuinely want an effective military asset to win the war, the kid is a colossus. Send him in. Trump family has its own version of the colossal titan, and it's Barron Trump. Parachute this enormous lad, he'll need several parachutes, into the battlefield. Within 2 steps, he's already reached Tehran. A few minutes later, and this is him squaring off against the last living Iranian general. The fact that Donald Trump sent an angry mob to attack the US Capitol in 2021, January 6th, when he had this absolute unit on staff, Barron would have ripped the doors off the Capitol building to let his father in. Just note, you're like, Barron smash! I'm in favor of hashtag #SendBarron, if only because the war would be over frighteningly quickly. I'm not in favor of this war, not even remotely, okay? I don't like anyone in this war, but I want a live stream of Barron Trump storming through the Iranian countryside, kicking over tanks and small buildings. 6'8"! Send him! Just my opinion, follow for more.
A South Park writer just set up a website to draft Barron Trump to the war in the Middle East with Iran. And I love this. It has gone incredibly viral. It is so funny. It's draftbarrontrump.com, and it says, America is strong because its leaders are strong. Trump proves that every day. Naturally, his son Barron is more than ready to defend the country his father so boldly commands. Service is honor, strength is inherited. Dog bless Barron. They also include an About Us section that says, this site is dedicated to honor the strongest and bravest voices in war. When power is projected abroad, it is only right that strength exists at home. If you're looking at proven genes, inherited courage, and unquestionable resolve, look no further than the Trump family. Leadership starts somewhere. And they accompany that paragraph with a photo of Donald Trump asleep right on the website. The website also includes some very real testimonials, such as one from Donald Trump himself. Quote, people come up to me with tears in their eyes and they say, sir, you're the strongest. Send Barron off to war. I've always been strong, very strong, stronger than anyone expected. Some say the strongest ever, and strength matters, believe me. This website was set up by Toby Morton, a South Park writer who has many other websites trolling the Trump administration. This is his latest one, and I think it is truly hilarious. So go check it out, and let's make this Draft Barron Trump movement go viral everywhere.
My name's Michael McDaniel, and I need help from just one member of Congress. I need you to introduce a piece of legislation that I've written called the Bone Spurs Act. This would require a draft, but it only applies to the children and grandchildren of members of Congress, the executive and judicial branches of government. I believe that if these members of Congress or the president, for instance, if we could get some health waivers for Barron Trump, we could throw him into the draft and have him go fight in Iran. His dad's so keen to have the war, why not have his son fight? And I know a lot of these members of Congress are really geezerly, old as hell.
Hello everyone, I'm Nobu and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a story that's getting a lot of attention online. Some Americans are now saying that if young people are expected to go fight a war, then the children of powerful leaders, including Barron, the son of Donald Trump, should also be sent to the front line. The debate started spreading across social media as tension around wars and military decisions continue to grow.
May be lost and we may have casualties.
So Barron's going to be amongst them, yeah? You're going to send your own son? You can't be sending other people's kids. You got to send your own as well, right?
We have some news right now. If you want to know how Americans are reacting to the war in Iran, well, over the past 24 hours, one of the top things trending on Twitter has been hashtag draft Barron, Barron referring to Barron Trump, President Trump's son. At the same time, a South Park writer set up a website, draftbarrontrump.com. Polling for the war in Iran shows that about 27% of Americans support the strikes in Iran, while 43% oppose the strikes in Iran, according to Reuters ISPOS polling. And a majority of Americans believe that Donald Trump is too quick to pull the trigger on military action abroad, whether it comes from Iran, Venezuela, or anywhere else the United States has bombed over the past several months. It's pretty interesting to see that there really is a minority of folks online who support the war, all while others are joking about drafting the president's son to go to the front lines. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Google, who should be the first one drafted to fight in Iran? And Barron is a meme that's been picking up popularity since the American-Israeli-Iranian war started a couple of days ago. Pretty much anyone that wants to criticize the new war that's just been started, they'll say, send Barron. But like, who is Barron and why are people saying that? Barron Trump is President Donald Trump's 19-year-old son. We didn't know at first when he was a kid when Donald Trump was president the first time, but now we know that he is very much conservative. He watches Aiden Ross, he loves AI, he's the kind of person you cover your drink around, honestly, right? In this war of aggression that America started, Iran did not attack us whatsoever, right? And because Donald Trump wants to make this war happen for some kind of ego play, people's sons will pass away. So when Donald Trump goes on TV and says things like, these things happens in war and many patriots will lose their lives, right? People are instead saying, send Barron, right? He's the right age to get drafted, right? Plus, the Trump family has been avoiding military service for generations. Donald Trump himself famously dodged the Vietnam draft by saying that he had bone spurs in his feet. He's also quoted calling American soldiers that passed away suckers and losers, right? So that's why we are where we are in Iran, because he doesn't even really view these people as like warriors or defenders or protectors. He views them as employees, right? And if you lose your life, then you should have signed up for a different job, right?
You guys should check out the website, draftbarrontrump.com. Yes, this is a real website pushing for Barron Trump to be drafted into the war that his daddy started. Now, this website has been set up by a South Park writer, but it is legit. It gives testimonials, has pictures of Donald Trump asleep, and is basically saying about the courage and strength of America is reflected in somebody like Barron Trump. And we want our leaders like Donald Trump to be willing to send their sons to war. I can already imagine Barron Trump is having his bone spurs implanted this second, because we know without a doubt Barron Trump is never going to sniff the front lines of anything. He's never going to put on a military uniform unless it is for decorative purposes only. But the website draftbarrontrump.com is up. It is real, it is running, and allows you to submit your request. So check it out and let's
be Morton. It is a parody, but it's quite real in a way. draftbarrontrump.com. Go check it out. It's had thousands and thousands of visits. And I think, if other Americans can go, certainly somebody in Trump's family goes. So why not Barron? He's 19. What do y'all think? Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and the burned out light bulbs. Draftbarron.com. Check it out.
So I have a question, right? Once again, Trump was saying no new wars, this, that, and the third, right? But we also see that we are actively pretty much in a war, right? There's combat going on overseas. And if anybody had the stomach to listen to Trump's bullshit, right, that 8-minute bullshit, Trump clearly said, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he was like, to the brave men and women that's serving overseas right now, that's an overseas basis, like, some of you may die. And it was like, Lord Farquaad, but this is a risk that I'm willing to take. Well, Mr. Trump, if you are willing to risk innocent men and women, our servicemen and women who are overseas, if you're willing to risk their lives, how about you let Barron fucking join? Barron's 18 years old. Why the fuck can't Barron join the military? Why don't you risk his life like you're willing to risk all these other Americans' lives because of fucking Benjamin Netanyahu? Tell Barron to get out there and fucking get boots on the fucking ground. It's fucking crazy, right? You got the British royals. They send motherfucking the princess. They sent Prince Harry and fucking the other dude, William, whoever the fuck. They sent them in the fucking military. Trump, send Barron little bitch ass in the fucking military so he can have some boots on the ground. So you can say, so now you can see what these mothers and fathers are dealing with when you putting their children in fucking harm's way.
Listen to what Donald Trump just said about our American heroes who lost their lives in Iran.
We grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is, really? Let's see you send Barron Trump into war.
So now the argument continues online with strong opinion on the both side. Some see it as a call for fairness and accountability, while others believe political family should be left out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should the political leaders' family share the same risks as ordinary citizens during war? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.